Hi, Pastor Nathan Decker with your hashtag Better Together devotion for today. And this week, I'm talking about the vision that Christ offers us within the Lord's Prayer. Within that prayer, Christ is teaching us what the kingdom come will look like, what we are called to participate in as we bring heaven on earth. And each part of the prayer, following that first naming and asking God to make heaven on earth, is a description of what heaven looks like on earth, where all have enough to eat, where all are free in the forgiveness that is shared and given, where all are led by love. Lead us not into temptation, Jesus prays. Instead, lead us into paths of love. Lead us into places where the temptations aren't there, but instead the compassion and the mercy and the desire to do good. When you unpack the idea of what temptation is simply putting ourselves first, putting our priorities, our agendas first, putting all that we want to accomplish in the world first. And the temptations are there whispering into us, you could do this, you could do this. Not only could you do this, but you could even get away with it. And that, my friends, is not love. There's also a great temptation just to say, well, I don't care. A hard lesson that I've come to learn as I've matured in faith is that hatred is not the opposite of love. Apathy is. If I don't care at all, if I don't have any ability to care, then you're no longer human. You're no longer a part of God's creation. You're nothing. Apathy is the truly worst part of what it would be to be a human being. The greatest temptation is simply to say, I don't care. I have no investment in it. At least if someone hates you, they're thinking about you. Love calls us to follow a path that leads to compassion, that leads to seeing more of humanity instead of less, that leads to seeing more of your story, more of who you are, hearing more about your journey and your life rather than me being defensive or being tempted to make it about me. We are called to follow the lead of love, not the lead of temptation. So today, as you unpack this in your mind, think about where you are going next. Where are you going? Are you going down a path that leads to an opportunity to share love, an opportunity to be the image of love in the world as we are the image of God? Are you going someplace where you have the ability to share a smile, to share compassion, to share mercy, to share what God has given you? Or are you going someplace simply because it's all about you? And it's all about what you want, your agenda. Our society seems to think that the answers are I just got to get to know myself better. It's all about me, myself, I. When the context that God has created around us has called us to a vocation, called us to a lesson, and is leading us to a place where we can show love, where we can express love, to where we can be love. We are all called to follow the lead of love. Christ envisions heaven on earth, where the temptations are less. Instead, we are led by love, to go forward in the world and create more opportunities for love to be expressed. If we could do that, if we could just follow Jesus, we'd find that we're following the path of love.